Hey guys, it's Kate from Crafting with Kate, and I wanted to do a quick tutorial to show you how to make a crushed flower out of tissue paper. And I say crushed because that's the technique that I'm going to use with the tissue paper, and you'll see as we go through this. So these are the supplies I'm going to use, along with an old priority mail box that I keep and I use to spray on. You can use different glues. I also sometimes use the Loctite multi-purpose. Just make sure you get multi-purpose and not the professional strength. I made that mistake and that's not usable at all. But right now I have the Elmer's Craft Bond. It's just a spray adhesive. You can also use Eileen's. I use that a lot too. So I'm going to use this. I also am going to use just regular old Elmer's glue. If you have Eileen's tacky glue, which you can get at the Dollar Tree, or you can get online, you can get at Walmart, Michael's, that also works. You need a pair of scissors. You don't need this. I'm just going to add it as an extra. I got this at the Dollar Tree. They're just two little dragonflies. I thought they were cute. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with them, but I felt like they would be a neat addition. You can use either a dowel rod if you have it. I believe I picked up a pack of these at the Dollar Tree, and I just have a couple left over. They're not that thick, so let me see if I can show you. But you can also, grab anything. This is just a paintbrush that I had, and you can use it. The paintbrush is nice because it's thinner at this end, and it gets a little bit thicker. So, that's gives you some different options when you're rolling it. And I do like to use it for the glue. So whatever you have around, don't stress. If you have anything else that's about this size, you can see with my finger, then grab it. You just need it to roll the edges. You also need some sort of wire. This is floral wire. It is a thicker weight floral wire. I don't know the weight, honestly. I'd have to look it up. I'll try to look it up and post down below. But it's definitely thicker than most floral wires. Let's see if I can grab real quick to show you the difference. What do I have here? Okay, so this, oops. All right, so this is the difference. This one is very, very easily bendable. It doesn't really hold, whereas this, see how this one, when I do that, it doesn't hold. This is a much thinner weight. This is the heavier weight wire. It does have the green on it, which is what I like, and because it's thicker, it sort of holds the flower better. So whatever you have, you can definitely use just a regular wire as well, but you want to make sure that it's something that's a little bit sturdier, unless you're planning on like wrapping it around something. Like this wraps nice and easily, see that? Whereas this one doesn't wrap as well. So it depends on what you need it for, but this is the weight that I like to use for flowers. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a nice little hook up at the top. And so all I want to do is curve that right around. And that's going to give me just a nice little hook up at the top. That's all I need. So I'm going to save this for later and set it aside. Now the tissue paper that I grabbed, by the way, this you can also get at the Dollar Tree for $1. I love this. This is such a handy tool when working with wreaths, zip ties, wires, anything. This is just regular tissue paper. I have 2 different kinds. This would be neat for Valentine's Day. It has the hearts. You would want to use this with the double layer and maybe put the hearts underneath and have the white on top so they show through. Do you see how you can see them through? I thought that might be a neat idea. For today, I'm going to use this. This is just tissue paper, regular tissue paper. I do like that it has the matching set. And it just comes, there you go. You just slide it out. Yeah. So I'm going to actually use the blue with the design as well as the solid color. I think that will make a nice tissue paper flower. You can also do 2 different colors. So if you wanted to do these 2 colors and then maybe these 2 colors and then these 2, mix it up, that would be great. I'm going to try these 2 for today. So let me set the rest of this aside. This comes 8 sheets for $1. Can't beat it. All right, so let me put down my spray. I always try to protect. This is just a used Priority Mailbox that I keep. And the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to crush it. So you don't want to keep this nice. You want to crush it. So you're going to take it and you're going to ball it up. I know, sounds crazy, but it's how I do it. This one too. Take it, ball it up. Okay, so what you're doing is you're just giving it some texture. It's an easy way to add texture. Now you're going to take this, you're going to open it up, and you can see all the great texture that you now have. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to flatten it back out, but I'm not going to really smooth it because I want to keep all of this, okay? Because that's going to give me that look of the petal. Now I'm going to take this and open this one back up. And I'm going to put the design up. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to flatten that out. There you go. Now I'm going to take my Elmer's Craft Bond. It's just a spray adhesive. And I'm just going to lightly spray it. There we go. If you start to get that gloppy stuff, shake it up. You don't really want that. Just takes longer to dry. It does have an odor, so I recommend doing it outside. My kids don't like it when I spray inside. And then you're going to take this and you're going to lay it right on top. Now you don't have to be perfect. You're going to lay it down and then you're going to flatten it. I'm going to pull this out. Make sure you push all of it down. If you missed spraying any of it, you can just pick it back up, spray it down. Now you can see I didn't match it up perfectly, but that's all right. We're going to cut this so that we have it. Here you can see what I mean about you don't want it getting that little gloppy spray, which is why I shook it again. So this will dry. You just have to not use that for a while. So, you know, if you want to spray this and then let it dry, it doesn't really matter. But as you can see, I don't have any of that. anywhere else except for that one spot where I got too much spray. So I won't use that. I'll let that dry. All right. So now that you have this, okay, this is attached, all right, you can see. Okay. I can remove this. And I just use that board so I don't get spray on my table because I'm pretty messy. I'm a messy crafter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I am going to cut strips. Now with this design, I like to try to cut fairly straight. And I'm going to let this dry because it has that part. Okay. Now I'm going to cut probably the one to be right about there. All right. And I'm cutting through both the front and the back at once. Okay. So I have that. I think what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to make it a little bit different. I'm going to actually cut through here, and I'm just playing with the design to see how it will come out. You never know what it's going to end up once you make the petals, but sometimes when you cut with the different sections in a different pattern, you get a really neat different design. Okay, so I'm going to do this. And you can do it any way you want. Use your imagination, use your creativity. So I like both of them. I like this one because it's symmetrical, and I like this one because I do have the whole design in it, but I'm going to be cutting it again, so it doesn't really matter. And we'll see how they come out. So I'm going to just start with these two. Let's move them aside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to now take this. This is my double-sided, and I'm going to fan it back and forth. Okay, so all I'm doing is folding it in a fan back and forth so that I get one stack. Okay. All right, so now I have one stack. It does not have to be perfect. That's the beauty of this, is it's actually, really easy just to do. So what I want to do is I want to take and turn this into a petal, all right? And I'm going to do the same thing for the other section that I had already cut. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then I'll show you. And you want to try to get them about the same. I don't really measure. A lot of it is just me eyeballing it. And I think that if you do it absolutely perfectly the same for each one, what happens is it doesn't look as real. Flowers, their petals are not exactly the same. So there we go. All right, so they're close. These are my 2 packets, and it's just a fan fold, and that is all I am doing.